Hey everybody, this is Kyle with attackofthefanboy.com. I am here at E3 2016. It is day 3, the end of day 3, and I'm just going to give you kind of a quick recap of what I saw at the show. For a full rundown of everything that I and Will saw, you can check out the AOTF podcast. We did episodes pretty much every night. Just to kind of give you a quick recap of the press conferences, I thought Sony won hands down. Game after game was shown there. God of War, The Last Guardian got a release date. Everything about that show was just fantastic. So in terms of press conferences, I think that they really won E3 quite easily. Now, on the actual show floor, the last thing that I checked out today was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and for me, that's game of the show. I mean, it has to be. It's a new Zelda, and it's not just any Zelda. This is the most different new Zelda that I've ever seen, possibly since Zelda 2 on the NES. I mean, they've added so much to this series. They've changed so much. This is Zelda turned on its head, but it still is Zelda. It still has that core gameplay, that refined gameplay that you guys crave, the fans crave. So if you're looking for something that is that Zelda, but taken into the modern era, this is what you've been waiting for. So we have a full impressions on that. I'm going to do a write-up, so keep an eye on attackofthefanboy.com for those to give you more of an idea of what Zelda was and why it's probably the best thing that I played at E3. Other things that I played were still fantastic, though. I mean, Agents of Mayhem was a massive surprise for me. Saints Row was a good series. I really enjoyed it, but for some reason, it kind of lost me when it started to get into the craziness and the superpowers and all that sort of stuff. This refines that, it tones that stuff down, and it's more of a spin-off to the Saints Row series. It's a straight-up action shooter with some of that zaniness thrown in there. The humor in here was great. So really, that's another one of my top 3 or top 5. I haven't fully ranked them, but it's a great game, and you're going to want to keep an eye on it. Another one is Dawn of War 3. Even if you're not a Warhammer fan, which I would say that I'm not, I just haven't gotten into that series. But watching this demo, it was really a great show of why people love Warhammer and what that series can do in RTS form. I'm sure if you're a fan of 1 and 2, you're going to check it out, but it's looking really, really great. Another one was the new Batman game from Telltale. It's looking pretty good. I'm a huge Telltale fan, but I've also been critical of them because of their engine kind of aging. This is the updated engine, and it looks pretty good. There were a few things there that maybe weren't what I was hoping for, but it's still looking really good. I think you're going to want to check that out when it comes out later on this month. But another top 3 game, I think that this is it. Zelda and then Resident Evil 7 in VR. I mean, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, but again, that's another series that has lost me, and I have not enjoyed a game since probably 4. But this was a return to form for Resident Evil in a very weird way because it completely reinvents itself. We have a impressions of that, so check that out for more info about Resident Evil 7, specifically in VR. And then Agents of Mayhem would be my number 3. But overall, this was a different show. I mean, EA was separated. Battlefield 1 was really fun. It just wasn't all that surprising, wasn't all that new, even with the World War I setting. Titanfall 2 was kind of the same story. It was really nice, a great improvement, but these 3 games that I'm talking about were really very different from games in their series and very different from other games that are coming out. So that's why those are my favorite from E3 2016. The show was great. There was a lot here, a lot to check out. We saw almost all of it, and we talked about it on the AOTF podcast. So check that out for our full thoughts and our arguments about what we thought about the games at E3 2016. So thank you for joining us. We're going to be writing more stuff. keep an eye on the site and keep checking. We'll have a ton of stuff, including interviews and impressions. Thank you for joining us, and I'm going to head to the airport now. Thank you.